Hello everyone, this is Bryant with sfftsource.com, your premier guide to Six Flags Fiesta Texas. We're finally back out here at the park, and as you know, since we've been here, lots of things have happened. They've demolished a whole theater. They have started building a brand new dive coaster, so we've got some construction updates that we're going to do. We're going to walk around the park, kind of see what's changed since we've been here, what they're working on, and what might be coming up. The other thing we're going to do is check out their Bier Festival. So right now, Fiesta Texas is holding a Bier Festival that runs in line with the Fright Fest event. So we'll show you all the booths, and we'll show you what the offerings are at the booths, and depending on my luck today, we might actually try some of the foods and kind of let you know what we liked, what we didn't like, what we thought was good, maybe not so good, because it's not so food-based anymore, or at least for the Bier Festival, but they do have some food items, and they are available on the Dining Pass. Now, very soon we will have 2 videos coming out for Fright Fest, so stay tuned for those. We'll do a daytime one, show you what everything looks like during the day, kind of go over the daytime activities so you can gauge if you want to bring your family out here or anything like that. And then, of course, we'll have a video for all of the nighttime happenings, entertainment, the fireworks show. We'll show you the haunted houses, we'll show you the scare zones in full effect, so stay tuned for those videos. Let's head into the park. We made our way into the park, and one of the big things that is happening for the 30th anniversary is a bit of a paint refresh for the Los Festivales area, and you can see here that Six Flags Mercado has received some of this refresh already, and you can see some new colors there on this clock tower. This looks really good, and you can kind of expect that to go through the rest of this area as time goes on. You know, they still have a while before that 30th anniversary hits. I feel like we always go the other way through Crack Axle Canyon first, so I think today we're going to go through Spotsburg, Rockville, and then work our way back around. Right here next to Coaster Candy, you run into your first Bier Festival booth, which is called Frankenstein's. Doesn't look like the booth is open yet, but let's take a look at the menu here real quick. So here at the Frankenstein's booth, you do have a couple of food offerings. So you have the beer braised Frankenfurter, a half-pound all-beef Frank braised and sweet dark beer topped with our signature sauerkraut and spicy mustard. You have the buffalo mac and cheese donut, a sweet glazed donut topped with mac and cheese, buffalo chicken, and fresh bacon bits. You can also get regular beer and a Jell-O shot. And of course, it is worth noting that those 2 food items are a snack on the Dining Pass, and you can trade your meals in for snacks. So theoretically, if you have the top tier Dining Pass, you can get 3 offerings from the Bier Festival. And of course, here in Spotsburg, you also have Sangerfest Hall. So if you swing around from Sangerfest Hall, you run into the Witches and Brews booth, which is right here to the right of the Simply Southern store. And here at the Witches Brews booth, you can get a bacon-wrapped barbecue meatball, or meatballs, I should say. All beef meatballs marinated in Korean barbecue sauce, wrapped in bacon, deep-fried, and brushed with classic barbecue sauce. There's a lot of barbecue going on there. You can also get currywurst on a stick, which is twisted and skewered bratwurst sausage smothered in tomato sauce and dusted with yellow curry. That actually sounds really good. And then, of course, you can get your beer here as well. We've made our way across the railroad tracks into the Rockville area, and perhaps one of the biggest transformations that's happened since we've been here last is the reopening and re-theme of Poltergeist. Now, unfortunately, looks like the ride is not quite open yet today, so we will have to come back around and show you this a little bit later, but they've done a lot of work on the queue. There's an indoor queue area now, and then of course Poltergeist has a completely new sign that you can see right here. The thing is super awesome. And as we continue through the Rockville area, across from the Bebop's food stand, you have the Zombie Shots booth as part of the Six Flags Bier Festival. So this is all going to be drink items. You can see that they've got beer, Pilsner, regular beer, and a zombie shot, which is fitting because it's called Zombie Shots. So you can see that there. And we've actually headed down into the Fiesta Bay Boardwalk area because our next Bier Festival booth is down here, which is called Clown Juice. So let's see what's going on over here. And you can see that menu for the clown juice booth. It's just regular beer and a Jello shot, keeping it nice and simple if you want an adult beverage. This is a nice little place over, kind of off the beaten path to come check out. And as you swing around into DC Universe, here to the left of Supervillain Swing, you have the Mummy's Malt booth, which is another kind of drink-only booth. So you kind of see, feel free to pause so that you can see what the actual specific beer servings are. But they have the beer Pilsner, $14.99, the regular beer for $10.99, and then of course, everyone's favorite, the Jello shot for $5.99. And we ventured over into Crack Axle Canyon, and of course at night you have the frightful finale here at Lone Star Lil's and of course Monster Mash Bash. But what I wanted to point out is that they are doing some repainting of Lone Star Lil's, so you can see the first kind of little signals of that are happening, because they are going to kind of make this more, you know, steampunky and up to date with the new roller coaster that's being built on the other side. And I just wanted to get a little bit closer to Lone Star Lil's so that you could see there's a couple different colors going on here. Looks like you've got like a brown and maybe a little bit of a couple shades of that kind of rusty tannish color going on the beam there. So looks like maybe they're trying to figure out what exactly they want to use on it. But it looks like they've probably decided on the main actual building backstage structure what they want to do, because that's fairly complete. So we're making our way further into Crack Axle Canyon, and it's just like a random stub here. But what I'm guessing is that they are actually trying to add additional lighting, because you can see that lamppost over there has that kind of stubby bottom. So looks like we're getting more lights, and this is secure to the ground, but make sure you don't trip over it if you come out to the park. So here in Crack Axle Canyon, right outside of the entrance to Gully Washer, is the Windmill Ice House, which has been converted into a beer festival booth for the festival. You can see we've got some alcoholic beverages here. You've got beer Pilsner. You can see all the options there. Feel free to pause to read those. But one of the big differences is here you have a cocktail, the Vampire Kiss cocktail, which is cranberry, apple, raspberry juice, pineapple juice, grenadine, and Captain Morgan's rum. And then of course you have your regular beer as well. And our second food booth here during the beer festival is right next to Yosemite Sam's Wacky Wagons, and it's Dracula's Blood Drive. So let's get a little bit closer to that menu so we can show that to you. And here at the Dracula's Blood Drive booth, you have the Blood Bag Cocktail, which looks to be sold out today. I'm glad that they are putting that on the menu, though. That is a nice thing. Then of course you have your regular beer, and then another food offering, which is Bavarian pretzel sticks served with beer cheese or a honey glaze, and that's $5.99, or a snack. Feel free to pause so you can look at those beer offerings there. And here next to the entrance to Roadrunner Express is your next Six Flags Beer Festival booth. This one is called Psycho Potions. Let's go check out that menu. And I know the sun is so bright, but here at Psycho Potions you have beer Pilsner and you have regular beer, so feel free to pause to look at that, because these booths do have different beer offerings. And then of course you have another cocktail like we saw earlier, the Polyjuice Potion cocktail, which is pineapple juice, vodka, and Midori melon. That's interesting. I don't know if I've ever heard that mix before. And we've winded around back to the former site of Sundance Theatre, and you can see we've got a big old piece of Dr. Diabolical's Cliffhanger out here that you can take a photo with. One of the important things to point out is they have these 30th anniversary signs out, so you can see next year you're going to be able to celebrate all year long. They have all these festivals coming back: Mardi Gras Festival, All-American Food Fest, Fright Fest Holiday in the Park. And then you also will have a salute to original shows and entertainment, pop-up cavalcades, specialty food and drinks, roaming street characters, and more. So lots of stuff to look forward to. And of course over here along the construction fence is a photo op for Dr. Diabolical's Cliffhanger. But really the craziest thing is the fact that Sundance Theatre is gone. I mean, completely gone. They've ripped out all of the seating, and you can see back here they are saving this structure. You could see it in the renderings of the new ride. This will be the indoor queue portion of the new ride. So this building is sticking around, so I guess it's nice that, you know, at least a little bit of Sundance Theatre will be saved. And just to give you all one more look here at the deconstruction of Sundance Theatre, it looks like they're pretty much done with what they're really going to be tearing out. Of course they're going to be remodeling this building into a queue, but It's just crazy to see nothing here, and when you're out here, you got to check it out. And I did want to point out, I know we're kind of looking through a fence here, but they have started clearing way down back behind Sundance Theatre, because that's where the station and you know, everything is for Dr. Diabolical's Cliffhanger. So it looks like they've started clearing that out and getting that ready as well. I wanted to point out another construction related note here in Crack Axle Canyon. So if you look at the renderings and the animations of Dr. Diabolical's Cliffhanger, you'll notice that Totally Kickin' Chicken is not in that rendering. It looks to be completely gone to make way for the ride. So time will tell. We'll have to see if this is actually sticking around or if the rendering is so accurate that this building will be removed. And we wanted to give you one more angle of this Dr. Diabolical's Cliffhanger construction, just because there's a lot of clearing out going on over there between Lone Star Lil's and the Sundance Theatre construction site. So you can see we're getting ready. That thing is going to be so close to Lone Star Lil's when it gets built. It's going to be very interesting. And we'll just give you one final angle of this construction happening by Lone Star Lil's. This is so cleared out back here. It's really crazy to see. And then of course you can see the Sundance Theatre building there, which will be part of the indoor queue. So things, they are happening, and they're happening fast, y'all. So make sure you keep up with it. Okay folks, now that we've taken a look at all of these Bier Festival booths, I think we're gonna stop over here at Witch's Brews and get us one of these currywurst on a stick. I'm quite curious about this. Okay, here is a look at that currywurst deal that I bought. So they did finish this off on the grill, which was really nice, and then you can see they've thrown tomato sauce on that and some of the curry seasoning. And one of my friends that I'm with actually got the barbecue meatballs. So those are barbecue meatballs, and then they've got some bacon wrapped around them. Those actually look really good too, and you get 3 of those for that price. All right, as always, let's give this a try.
Six Flags Fiesta Texas is now a smoke-free park. Smoking is allowed in designated areas only. Please consult your park map and guide for the nearest designated smoking area. Or ask.
So the kind of weird part is that she grilled it, but it's still kind of cold. But the flavor is really good. And honestly, if it was a little bit of, like, it's not bad by any means. I actually don't really mind that it's a little bit cold. I just wanted to point it out. The stuff that they put on here with the tomato sauce and the curry seasoning, this is probably the most unique kind of palette of flavors that you can get at the park. And I would definitely get this again. It's really good. All right, our next food stop, I think, is going to be Dracula's Blood Drive, where they have the pretzels. So we'll get some Bavarian pretzel sticks. All right, everyone, here is a look at those Bavarian pretzel sticks. I went with the beer cheese, and my goodness, I don't know what I was expecting, but these things are huge, and they give you 4 of them. So this thing is only $5.99, so this might be the best food deal in the history of Six Flags ever. All right, everyone, let's try this pretzel. Put some beer cheese on there. It's actually a really, really good pretzel. It's not overdone at all. It's got a nice soft inside. Kind of like the first thing we got, it is a little bit on the colder side, but it's not necessarily bugging me. The beer cheese is also not super hot, but it is a nice touch to this. Honestly though, I mean, you could eat this without the cheese, and it's just as good. Yeah, this is super good. This is a super good option. I would highly recommend this if you're coming out to the Bier Festival. What's going on in there? No. All right, y'all, our next food stop is gonna be here at Frankenstein's, and I think we're gonna get this crazy buffalo mac and cheese donut, so let's do it. And here is a look at that glazed donut with mac and cheese, buffalo chicken, and bacon bits on it. It's pretty wild. This might be the most Six Flags thing I've ever tried to eat, so let's give it a bite. Also, this is gonna be very messy. All right, I finally have everything on the fork. The buffalo chicken and the donut are having World War II in my mouth. None of the ingredients are non-fresh though, which is nice. I'm not really a buffalo chicken fan in the first place, but adding sweet to it kind of cuts down on that kind of bite that buffalo chicken has, so it's not a bad thing. I probably wouldn't get it again just because I'm not a buffalo chicken fan. I had to try it for the shock factor. I mean, they glazed the donut right in front of me. How could you say no to that? So, but if you're into crazy stuff like this, you might like it. It is a pretty heavy dish though, so just keep that in mind. If it's hot out here, trying to ride a lot of rides, it might not sit well with you. And also located at the same booth where you get the ridiculous donut thing is the Frankenfurters, which you can see comes with two. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do with two weenies, but I guess we're eating them. So I'm gonna be rolling around the park here in a minute. Okay everyone, we're gonna give this Frankenfurter a try. Now, the lady told us that this isn't quite how this is supposed to be, which is why we ended up with two. They were trying to kind of offset that, but we'll give it a try. It's not bad. I definitely like the mustard on top. I'm not even sure I can really taste the hot dog under there because that mustard is wild. So I'm not really going to give you an opinion on this. I don't hate this, but I definitely want to try the actual version of this to see if maybe the taste palette changes a little bit. All right, everyone, Poltergeist has finally opened, and this, like I said, was one of the two big changes that have happened since we've been here last. So let's go take a tour of the queue line, show y'all what they've done. Logan. Oh my goodness. What's in there? What's in the box? So as y'all can see, they've gotten a lot done, but it's not quite finished yet. So we'll probably come back during our next visit, see if it's finished up a little more to show you all more of the Poltergeist refresh. But what they've done so far looks great. Unfortunately, I would have shown you more of the station and the launch, all that stuff, the new enclosed thing, but it broke down again. So Poltergeist is not having a good day, so we're gonna move on. And I did almost forget to show y'all the completed paint job here on Poltergeist, which also looks really nice. Maybe we can get a train here later if they get the thing working. Alright everyone, that does it for this visit to Six Flags Fiesta Texas. As you can see, lots of stuff going on around the park. It's great to see Los Festivales getting some love for the 30th anniversary. It's going to make the entrance to the park really nice. Also, they're not wasting any time on that Dr. Diabolical's Cliffhanger stuff. Sundance Theatre is a thing of the past. Fortunately and unfortunately, you know, time always moves on, but it is always sad to lose a performance venue. And of course, maybe the biggest surprise is the Bier Festival was great. There was nothing we ate that I didn't, you know, enjoy at least a little bit, except maybe for that donut, but that was mostly because of the buffalo chicken. Those food offerings were great, and of course, if you like to drink, then I think it's right up your alley. If y'all have any questions about Six Flags Fiesta Texas, make sure to visit sfftsource.com or let us know in the comments below what your question might be. Our guide, SFFT Source, has thousands of pictures. It has information regarding live shows, special events, there's a history timeline, there's pages for all of the rides and attractions, so make sure to check that out. Very soon, there will be 2 videos coming out for Fright Fest 2021 here at Fiesta Texas. One of those is going to be a look at the daytime offerings, and then we will shift the second one over to the spooky nighttime offerings, so stay tuned for those. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you soon at a theme park.